Hey everybody, and welcome back to another video. First of all, I want to apologize for the quality. I have no idea what is going on with it. I apologize, so please bear with me. Um, Honestly guys, I didn't think I was going to be doing this video. I thought I was going to be doing one video, finishing it off, but here we are. So I think we are in part 6 now of this whole trial and case. Boy, is it being dragged on, but here we are. So we are discussing beginning of sentencing talks, basically. So both sides kind of presented what they would like. They know that, the guilty verdict is in, and now they want to sentence Bradley to serve out his time. So the defense, which is for Bradley, wants 5 to 9 years in prison. Whereas the prosecutors, who are basically Cindy's family and that, wants 18 to 20 years. And I honestly, following this case, there's just so much emotion for me, and I try to detach from it, right? I try to stay objective, and I know part 5 I rambled and was really frustrated. But honestly, I think the 18 to 20 year sentence is the right choice. Not because, I have ties to my previous life of, connections, whatever. That has nothing to do with it. It basically, my feelings for it basically is that, Cindy's family for 10 years had to suffer. Cindy had to suffer. She died. She lost her life in a very horrific way. And then the first trial was very disrespectful to her. And, now what 10 years is on, the defense basically says, well, whatever, it was 10 years ago. Like, that should never ever be the case for any case. A justice true crime case, or whatever you want to call it. When a crime is committed, it should be upheld, right? That we shouldn't basically just pat the criminal on the back and says, oh, okay, it was a mistake, right? If you guys have followed along in this case, which I'm pretty sure most of you have from, the first video I did to now, you know what took place. What evidence was brought forth. And honestly, okay. Bradley left her to die in the bathtub. Okay? And it wasn't like it was a mistake or some weird shit happened. He let her die. Then he left the scene of the crime. Told a friend that, oh shit, I might have killed somebody. And I left her in my hotel room. And it took the friend to be like, hey, like, dumbass, what the fuck? You have to call the police. Like, right? Like, that wasn't Bradley's first common sense thing, okay? His common sense was out the window. He didn't call 911, there we go. Didn't call for help. Didn't do anything. again, we can never fully know what took place. We don't, and we probably won't ever know. And, you know, just the whole defense thing of like when Bradley, I guess, testified or said something, he basically said, I didn't mean to kill her, or I didn't know that I killed her or caused her bodily harm. Like, that's just so bullshit, because there is a basically, like, not surveillance, but like there's a recording of basically him calling 911 saying, yeah, my friend said that I should probably call you. A girl died in my bathtub. Like, it wasn't, like, you know? And it's just like, what, you really want, what is it? Hold on, you really want 5 to 9 years for that bullshit? Really? No. Fuck you. Honestly, like, just, I don't know. I wholeheartedly believe that he should serve the 18 to 20 years. He killed a girl, a woman, a mother, a sister, a daughter. He killed a human fucking being. Okay? And what? We're supposed to just pat him on the back and be like, oh, you know. You know, there was some hardcore evidence that, you know, was found on his laptop that was scary and damaging. And look, I don't even know what to say to this, because this is so frustrating. They are dragging this whole fucking sentencing out, and it's just like, just do it. Just sentence him to 18 to 20 years. And this isn't to prove a point. This isn't to, you know, whatever, get back at the family or whatever. This is honestly, he killed a human being. Okay? There's no, like, you know? There's just no... A person lost their life. And hold on, I'm just gonna look up something here related to the case. I know, I should have had my notes organized, but your girl has been having a fucking day. So there's that. So we literally have to wait another month for whatever procedures or protocols to, I guess, I don't know. So basically this is what it said, what the defense said. So Bradley's defense argues for sentences as short as 5 years for the 2011 Edmonton hotel killing. Barton should not pay for all Indigenous inquiries, like, suffered. Basically, honestly, it just goes over their fucking head. This isn't... Okay, so let me break this down for you guys, okay? So no matter what, he's going to be on the sex offender list. There's no kind of, I don't think, getting around that, just with the evidence that they found. Okay? And now the defense is saying, well, because she's Aboriginal and Indigenous, you know, basically they're saying, oh, they're using Bradley as a, like, person to, basically, I don't even know the word I'm looking for, but basically he's going to pay for all the women that have lost their lives of the, you know, Aboriginal people. And it's like, what the fuck? No, this is a step in the direction of, you know, knowing that I don't even want to say community, because that sounds very, I don't like that word. I don't like it. That the Aboriginal people have suffered greatly. Okay, and as you guys know, I did a video on what took place in the schools. But also there's been a lot of murders and missing women and children, mostly women. Children is more related to the schools. And basically they're saying that, oh, they're using Bradley to basically pay for all of that. No, that's not what we're doing. That, you know, that's not what the prosecuting team is going for, okay? They have basically said Bradley killed a human being. He deserves to pay for that. It doesn't matter if they were black, white, Asian. It doesn't matter. Okay? He killed a human being. Yes. Did she so happen to be an Aboriginal sex worker? Yes. But that is not everything that she was. She was a mother, a daughter, a sister, a partner. It like, it just blows my mind that the defense team, they know, I think, that they're in a shithole that they can't get out of. And they're just kind of using every technique possible to, whatever, try to worm their way out of it. Which I hope to fuck it does not work. Because my last video, I should have said this at the beginning of the video, but we're here. I'm going to say it now. Basically that they appealed the sentencing, and the judge basically laughed it out and said, no, we're going forth. Like, come on now. And that's why we are in the sentencing procedure, protocol, I don't know, whatever you want to call it, talks. But, what else are we looking for? I have my notes here. They're just not organized. But somebody commented on the video. I don't know if they want their name out, so that's why I'm saying somebody commented. Like, if they don't want to be, said in a video. They commented, everyone around Barton shows a lack of insight. Which is true. Like, it's not... Like, I don't want to, like, dumb anybody down or, like, belittle anybody. But it's, like, the common sense... It's not there. Like, the defense, sentencing for appeal and all that stuff, it's very weak and doesn't really hold any, like, I don't know. Like, there's no, like, okay, yeah, we found guilty, but blah, blah, blah. Here's the evidence that we think that, that he shouldn't serve this much time, right? And it's, like, concrete. This is just, like, I don't know, they were just pulling this shit out of the air. Not really, I don't know, making common sense. You know what I'm saying? They're not, it just, I don't know, I agree, there's no, like, insight. And there's another thing that I know the defense team, they have to do everything that they can, blah, blah, blah. It just seems very cold. Okay? And let me explain that a little bit better. Some true crime cases that I have covered or that I'm looking into, because I was supposed to do another one before this, but whatever. The defense team, and I guess the accused or the one that is, found guilty of the crime, show some compassion, show some type of emotion, right? And either they know they fucked up, or now that they were caught, they have come to kind of terms with that. And, there's some other cases that actually, not to compare, but it just seems like it's just so cold. Like, there's such a detached from the situation. Granted, it was 10 years ago. However, you took a human being's life, and there's no emotion. There's nothing. They're just like, oh, well, I didn't mean it. I didn't know. When clearly it says on the 911 call, you know that you killed somebody. Or you're pretty sure that she's dead. I don't know. it just seems very detached. There's no emotion. There's no, like, from what I'm reading through, like, court documents that are opened to the public, there was just no emotion. There was nothing. It's just like he was just sitting there, dead, cold, nothing. No emotions. And that is a very fucking scary thing. Not to say that he's a psychopath. Who knows? I'm not one to sit here and say that's what he is, because I don't fucking know. I'm not a doctor. I don't have a PhD. Like, no. I'm just saying, okay, that it's very possible. And again, I'm not here to, say things, but if you guys can kind of read between the lines, if you are very cold and detached about this murder as the accused, I don't want to basically say it, but if you guys are catching my drift here, if you're very cold and detached about this murder, what's to say? I'm going to leave it there, okay? Again, I'm not here to say certain things, like, because I can't, I'm not them, right? But if there's a very good chance, or, a possibility, at least a possibility that, you know, again, I'm not here to kind of pinpoint things, like, kind of say that's what that person could or possibly do. I'm just saying, if you're very, cold and detached and have no fucking emotion about a human life that you took, there's a window of possibilities there. And it's, I don't know, I hope that he gets a heavy sentence. Again, not to kind of just say, oh, that's kind of payback for, like, whatever I went through. No, I think it's justice, and Cindy deserves justice. She has been through enough in life and death, and this whole fucking case is just, like, I honestly I hate it when, murderers get, like, fucking 5 years, okay? Or, like, so sentence served because, like, the case took, like, 10 years to go to court. Like, no. You took a human being life. Like, you took a life. Okay? And just to sit there and be like, well, oops. Like, what? Like, come on, people. Like, it just boggles my mind that that's kind of, like, where they're going with it, right? Like, the defense team, that's literally where they're going with that. It's like, well, the case was, like, 10 years ago, and, like, it just boggles my mind that the defense is like, well, we'll take 5, but we'll go no more than 9. Like, what? Like, how do you justify that as a lawyer, as a defense team? Like, how do you, like, I don't know. Like, so there's another thing that was basically tied to this case, which is the Ontario trucker retail kind of community. Okay, when this case first hit the news 10 years ago, it was very, I don't want to degrade anything thing, but it was mostly laughed upon that Cindy lost her life from that type of community. That it was kind of like they were patting him on the back for a good job type of thing when they found out certain details of, like, you know, hardcore sexual stuff, right? And, you know, I, I haven't really talked about this aspect because I didn't want to seem insensitive, but they have now come out. So the Ontario Trucker Retail Service Community, whatever, have come out and they have, you know, admitted that they fucked up there and that they have to be more sensitive to victims, you know. And it's just to think about this, okay, guys, that how, as a retail service, so a trucking moving service, okay, because that is what Bradley worked for, was a moving company from province to province, or like in province, whatever, that like, to come out and basically kind of be like, yeah, we support him, like, good on him type of thing, like, attaboy, was very, very wrong and very insensitive and just plain fucked up. Okay, and now that he's officially found guilty, they're coming out and saying, well, he's the bad guy. And we do not support that type of action. And it's just like, do you really think that's gonna get you out of the hole that you have put yourself in? Because his company that he worked for, yes, he was fired almost like immediately when this started hitting the fan. It lost a lot of business, okay? And I haven't kept track of it, but from that comment that they said that we support the victim, kind of sounds like they're trying to, you know, get more business, or trying to be, you know, kind of out there being like, yeah, we support the victims type of thing. It's like, what? Some people, like, honestly, they just think, well, you know, this is what I'm saying about, okay, I hate the word, and I'm going a little bit off topic, but it'll go back to the whole topic, cancel culture, okay? And I'm going to do a whole video on that. But instead of canceling, you know, stupid shit, we should hold, and instead of calling it canceled, people accountable, okay? In situations like this, especially, like, hello. Like, 10 years ago, you're like, yeah, attaboy. And now you're like, well, no, we support the victims. Like, who are you trying to kid and who are you trying to be? Like, bruh. No. Definitely not. And it's like shit like this, it's just like, you should definitely be held accountable for your actions. And that stupid shit that you said, definitely, that business needs to be, you know, honestly looked into a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Like, you just don't want to look like a dumbass supporting a convicted killer. So you're just gonna, like, switch around your words and kind of, like, take them back a little bit and be like, no, we did not mean that. There's shit in writing that's just like, dude, you said that. Like, oh yeah, I was young back then. I hate that. I hate that. Like, honestly, just take responsibility for your actions. Be like, yeah, I was young, immature, I fucked up, and I am accountable for my actions. Not just run around and be like, oh, hey, I was young back then. I didn't mean it. Like, what the fuck? No, you were a dumbass. You meant that back then because you thought your bro or whatever was gonna get off. And at a point that he did, and though he didn't go working for the company, they still supported him up to this point of him being convicted as a killer. Then they're like, no, we support the victims. Like, right? Like, that it just looks extremely bad. And I don't know, this case just, again, it's been dragged on for way too long. And, I know why I think that they're going into next month. I think I'm just gonna double check with my info before I say anything that I might regret, but let me just double check that. Hold please, while I look for this information. Ay, I'll be okay. I'm trying to find this. Just give me a moment. Because my phone's being, okay, here we go. Okay, so she did die in June of 2011, and I think that's why they are kind of not wanting to sentence in June. I think they don't want it to be related to that, if you know what I mean. They don't want it to be like this murder, I should say. I hope that's the right word. Of that. Also, it could be COVID and all of that, but dragging it on for another month, I think is just bullshit and stupid. I don't, think that they should, even though I know today's technically June 30th. So hopefully by the time this goes up, it's either going to be late tonight or early tomorrow. They are kind of like bypassing all of that of being like, oh, okay, we're just going to skip over that. But I think it's just honestly bad that they were dragging it out for so long. I know there's like procedures and protocols and, appeals and yada yada, all that shit. However, it's just like, it shouldn't take this long. Like, from the time that he was convicted till now, it's like, there's like a good chunk of months involved. Like 4, 5, 6, maybe? I don't know. No, he was 5 months. 5 or 6, whatever. It's just too much. Like, honestly, just get on with it, get over it, and, like, let's not have the family keep dragging this out for them. Like, they deserve to not move on or whatever, just have some peace so they can continue on with life and do the best they can instead of constantly going through the court cases, constantly all of this going through the media and stuff. And I just can't imagine how her daughters are feeling or her mother. It's just honestly heartbreaking that this is dragged on for such a long time. And I just hope, my next video for this case will be the final. I know probably after the sentencing there's going to be appeals and all that, but hopefully we can wrap this up in the next 1 or 2 videos. And I know that sounds harsh, but I think it's time that they just close this case and allow the family to have some peace of mind and know that their daughter, mother, sister's murderer didn't get away with it. That, in her death, justice was found. And again, I know how a little bit harsh that sounds, but I really, really hope that Bradley gets a long sentence and, he maybe one day, has maybe a come to Jesus moment and feels some type of emotion to this. But unfortunately, I don't think we're going to see that. We haven't in the past 10 years. So I just hope for Cindy's family that we do get a tough sentence. I think that is justified. Anyways, guys, I'm going to leave this video here. And, remember to be nice in the comments below, but I would like to hear your opinions on, do you think that, Bradley deserves the lighter sentence or the heavier sentence? Again, remember, be respectful in the comments. And also remember that this is about Cindy. That, she is the one that lost her life. So please be respectful of that. And I will see you in the next video, guys. And hopefully the next time we talk about this case, we can, give Cindy a little bit of peace. Alright, guys, stay safe.